Hello everyone and welcome to the Kismet podcast. My name is Carina Waye and today I am joined by Justine Cabandong. Welcome, hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, you're our very first guest and I'm so excited to have you here.
I am. My palms are sweaty, but I'm so excited. It's good palm sweat. I'm excited to be here.
It's great. It's really exciting. You're such a great human. You're currently the product manager at Kismet, and I would love for us to get to know you a little bit before we jump into some other questions. So can you give us a bit of a rundown about who you are and where you're from?
Yes, of course. So I'm Justine.
Yay.
I work as a product manager at Kismet. I've been here for the last year. Where I've come from, I love that question. Could go in different areas, but I'll start off with where I was born. Yeah. I was born in the Philippines, oldest daughter, first grandchild. I was there with my mum and my dad, but then my dad moved on over to Australia, migrated here to try and build a life for us here. And at the little age of 2 years old, where I was a big ball of tiny rolls, I moved over to Australia. In Melbourne, and I've lived here ever since.
I find that wild that your mum was with you in the Philippines for 2 years by herself while your dad was over here setting everything up.
I actually ask my mum this a lot. I was like, Mum, were you, like, how was it? Like, long distance, they were writing letters to each other. There was no internet back then, of course.
Yeah.
So they had little love letters. But no, she said she had more help over there because I have so many cousins. I had a whole village to take care of me. I grew up with lots of love, being the first granddaughter on one side and the first grandchild on the other side. So Mum said it was good. It was fun.
Do you remember, I know you were so small when you left and when you moved here, but do you have any little snippets of memories that come to you from being in Manila or not really because you were just too little?
Oh, I was talking about this with a friend. I don't know if they're real memories or just videos.
Yeah, totally. You've just like created them from a photo that you've seen. Yeah,
exactly. So I don't have too many memories. I just have a bunch of photos of me just being dressed up in different ways. Yeah. And I don't think they were actual memories. But not too many.
So you're back in Melbourne.
Yes.
You've lived here now since you were 2.5.
Yes.
You are currently living alone.
Yes.
I find that so fabulous. How do you find that living by yourself as a young woman after having lived with housemates and family? It feels like a rite of passage.
Yeah, it was the most terrifying thing, which is why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. My favorite nights are just being on my own, having an everything shower, which apparently
the best.
Yeah. Hair wash. Not a lot of people know about everything showers.
And everything shower is a gift.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you know about it. It was a risk for me to mention. People normally go,
what are you talking about?
Shower every day.
It's like, yes, but you don't do everything every day. Yeah. You can't go top to toe before you go to work on a Monday.
And I love people so much. So when I'm around people, I just get all, so it's nice to just kind of force, but it's good. I've learned to love my own company and just do all the things that I like doing. There's a lot. Yeah.
That's really special. It feels like there aren't a huge amount of instances where there is the ability or the circumstance to live alone. So it's really wonderful that you have that opportunity now at such a pivotal point of where you are.
Yes.
It feels special.
It's special. Yeah.
So I am really interested to have a chat to you about the rundown of your career, because when I asked you this question before we sat down today, you came back with me and said that you have 4 different career eras.
Yes.
Your confused graduate era, the say yes and figure it out era, the eat, pray, crochet era, and the found myself for now era.
Yes.
So can you walk us through the sort of highlights of each of those eras, starting with the confused graduate? Because this is really interesting to me, this area of yours.
Yes, of course. It was really good to reflect on because it's all just a blur. So it was nice to just, break it down. So I followed the path of just primary school in one place, high school in one place, go to uni. I was never really set as to what I wanted to do. I chose Bachelor of Business because it seemed the most generic to do. And then when it came to choosing a major, I decided, I didn't really know what sparked me any joy. I just had whatever I was exposed to at the time, which wasn't too much. So I chose banking and finance mainly because I heard it made a lot of money. That was just the main reason why I chose it. So I graduated from a Bachelor of Business. with a major of banking and finance. And once I graduated, I was like, okay, what next? And the only path that I knew was just get a graduate job somewhere finance related. I was on the hunt, like it's a very competitive area, and my grades weren't that. Towards the end of my studies, I had the mindset of P's get degrees. So my grades weren't that great. Competitive environment. I didn't have a lot of network connections, but I would still try to get a graduate. I think I applied for like 30. I was just relentless.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted that job. I studied so hard for it, and my hex step, when I saw it at the end, I was like, I have to.
It's so brutal when you see that amount of debt.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other path. I'm going to double down, even though I it didn't spark me much joy. I kind of knew that deep down inside. But I was like, I stuck with it, doubled down, tried to find something. It was just rejection after rejection. And then I got an offer. I finally got an offer from this big travel company. It was weird because I was so happy to see it, but it didn't feel right. I decided to, I was umming and ahhing. I was having so many debates with myself because for whatever reason, my stomach was like, no, don't take it.
Which is a huge deal when you've been through 30 application processes and you've been rejected a ton by these programs that you've been actively applying for, and then you get an offer and you don't take it. That's a big deal, Justine.
It was huge. It was probably one of the, it was a massive decision, one of my main memories of my early 20s. And I just decided to not take it. And I was like, what? What did I just do? And I kept hunting. So that's my confused graduate era.
Yep. Say yes and figure it out later, baby. Tell us.
And then during this hunt, I got a LinkedIn message from a company called Explore, which is a software company for childcare centres. I knew nothing about childcare. I knew no experience in tech, and it definitely wasn't what my hex had contributed to. But for whatever reason, I was like, hell yeah. Let me give it a go. It just didn't make sense. I can't tell you what logic came into me saying yes or no to any of these decisions, because logically on paper, I should have said yes to the first and said no to the second, but I just did it. So this is my say yes and figure it out later. And I'm so glad that I did, because Explore opened up so much for me. As soon, the moment I stepped into the room and met everyone, and I just learned how it was chaos, but I knew it was a safe and fun environment where I could learn a lot from. So I decided to take that, and then I stopped hunting for other jobs ever since.
Yeah. And so you went through a few different jobs at Explore. You started out in customer success, and then you moved into onboarding, and then into product management. How did you find your way? I think it's a really helpful way for anyone to learn a product starting in customer success, because you learn how people use it, right? And what they need and what bothers them about a product or what they love about it. And then sort of moving through those other teams, now finding yourself as a product manager also at Kismet. What do you like about product management? How was that transition for you? That's
a really good question, because I think about that too. I was like, what is it that I like about product management? I work closely with the engineers and our amazing designer, amazing engineers too. Everyone's amazing. I don't have much, technical skills like they do. But what I love is being able to bring insights and perspectives from so many different people and surfacing that to them, in particular our users, our customers, the people. The thing that I keep at the forefront of my mind whenever we make any decision is it solving a meaningful problem for the people who are our customers, and is that aligned? It's a bit of a balancing act, so making sure that their voices are heard, and going with the engineering team and designer and finding a nice and innovative solution, get into brainstorming mode and getting really creative with it all. I really love just seeing all the different perspectives and making sure we're actually making a difference in particularly healthcare, where in Kismet. It's a meaningful place for me to work at, I think.
So before we jump into the Kismet, the Found Myself era, you've got your Eat, Pray, Crochet era,
yes.
which I just find so Lovely. Can you tell us a little bit about that? So you finished up at Explore and then you took some time to just sit and reprocess and assess and all the rest of it.
Yes, I spent 6 years at Explore. I learnt that eventually I wanted to stay in product management because of everything. I learnt so much from there, but it got to a point where I'm like, okay, what next? I just had that voice in my head. What next? And so I decided to eat, pray, crochet era, which is where I'm like, okay, who am I outside of work? I felt like I was just focusing on the next big thing at work, that I just wanted to slow down for a little bit. And
are you any good at crochet?
Yes, I've made a whole blanket.
Really?
I love it so much. I built a whole blanket.
Wow.
I'm not very good at it, but
That's
I can make things, wonky things. But
yeah,
I learnt how to crochet. I spent time with my grandma, my family. I was pestering them all. I noticed myself doing interviews with them, like user research interviews almost in a way. I got to learn more about them. And I just decided when I was hunting for new jobs, I didn't really look for the title or even though I loved product management, what I was really searching for was somewhere where I can make meaningful impact and just be able to do things and contribute to something and be able to see that. So I found myself going back into searching for startup areas.
Just love that chaos vibe. Hey,
so that's what I learned.
Energy.
I was like, well, I like that. It's a lot of work, but it's what I want to be doing again.
I think that's really important to just give yourself a pat on the back for the Eat, Pray, Crochet era, because there's not a huge amount of opportunities in our careers to take a significant chunk of time off to really process a past job, reassess what you want in a new position, figure out who you are as a person without a career. It's really important and stabilizing to have that opportunity. So way to go, because it's a scary thing to do, to take time intentionally out of earning money, out of the workforce to go, okay, who am I and what do I want as a person? And then search for that really intentionally.
Yeah, I was very lucky to have, the support of my family at the time too. So it was great.
It's so great. Well, I'm really excited to have a chat about, so Kismet means destiny or fate.
Yes.
And I want to chat more with you about this in terms of how that has worked for you or how that has entered your life. And I'm curious if there's been one particular moment or circumstance where you've been presented with an option, and maybe it's when you were at uni and you said no to this job that you were offered after 30 applications and 30 rejections, which is a big deal. But where you had an opportunity to go down one path and you specifically chose another one. And I would love to learn a little bit more about that.
Yes. So, that would probably be the biggest thing, because I think about that. If I decided to take that was absolutely pivotal in where I am at today. And I love where I'm at. I love where I'm at today so much. I think it was just, for me, fate, destiny. It's a bit two-way that I think it's listening to yourself and just allowing and just trusting that things will work out, and making sure that, just listening to myself. I wasn't really big on it at the time.
Because it sounds woo-woo, right?
Yeah,
like it's not exactly the kind of thing that you're like chatting to someone about over coffee. Like, what's your destiny? Like it's a big thing.
Yeah, and it wasn't until like I was thinking about this that I thought, oh my goodness, like thank goodness I listened to myself, my body at the time. It didn't make sense, but I'm glad I took it. Because if I chose the other path, it was it was a travel company, so I would have in 2019. So I can't imagine if I'd taken that road, with 2020 and COVID and all the travel restrictions, what that would have done as well. But I think that was a pivotal moment to get to where I am at today.
So is it something that you believe in a big way, in terms of like you have control over your fate or your destiny or the path that you're taking?
Ooh, I do. I do believe that you do have control over it. I think that it works two ways.
You get out what you put in.
Exactly. And just listening to yourself and being true to who you are and making sure you stick to decisions that excite you and fill your cup. I know now really well what fills my cup and what doesn't. And if it means taking a risk or if something bad or what seems bad at the time, I do believe it's because something better is coming or it's just building who you are as a person. So yeah, I'm a big believer, I'd say.
I love that. So how do you feel about, it seems like you're very in tune with listening to your body, which is amazing to go like, nah, doesn't feel right. And like taking that direction, whichever way like feels good to you and feels the right way for you. When it comes to things like goals, because I know Mark, who's the CEO of Kismet, he's super big on goals, really big in the power of goals and saying them out loud and going for them in a big way. And I'm curious what your relationship is like with goals.
I love that you've asked this because I've been thinking about goals so much, coincidentally, actually not really by coincidence, it's starting at Kismet. My relationship with goals initially, not good.
Yeah.
I'd think about goals and I would just dread them because for me, it was at the time just something I had to do and I based a lot of my goals as to things that I should be doing.
Like a corporate checklist or something.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure why. I was focusing a lot on the what my goal is. I didn't focus on the why or the how, which were two pivotal things, I think. I think the why is really important because that's the stuff that makes me, fills my cup, things that excite me or scared of. So yeah, I didn't love them at the time and I always made them too big and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for me. I didn't know how to do it at the time. So that was my relationship with goals at the start. Now my relationship with goals is I am loving them. Yeah, my short answer is I love it now. Yep.
What's your process like? Because I'm not a huge goal setter myself. And it's something that I do a little more like generally like, okay, I have a general idea of what I want to achieve by a certain time. But I think I'm guilty of not being specific enough and that I waver. And so I'm curious what your process is like for that.
I'm still figuring out my process, but I'm finding really cool ways. One way is whenever, just really romanticizing it and just making it really fun and doing it for you. I've got random goals in place, but what I've got is just like a cloud with a bucket, kind of like a bucket list. So number one is whenever you feel like you want to spend proper time to think about what you want to do is having like a really nice and calm environment. And I don't know, I was talking about my everything shower. So after I shower, my cozy night in, that's probably when candles lit. Like, gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I just think the second thing is my mindset. My mindset towards goals has changed a lot. And it's what would I want to do if I knew I couldn't fail?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a massive way of thinking about goals because my previous goals, I don't know if I thought big enough.
Yeah. So that sounds really interesting, like that mindset shift of knowing what's the worst thing that can happen, right?
Yeah.
Like if you think about if I go for this thing here, if I don't make it, what's the worst thing that can happen? And if the worst thing that can happen is like, fine, then great.
Yes,
Keep going for it. I think it's so crippling, isn't it, sometimes getting caught up in the how to do something that it's like we don't go for anything at all.
Yes, exactly.
Just get stuck in the like, oh, but it's scary to do this thing and make this change.
I know. So I think what I learnt about how I was doing it previously was that I think I got in my own way a lot.
Okay.
And just previously when I used to think, what goals do I have? I'll think of a goal. I'm like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And now it's just taking notice of like, oh, I couldn't do that and just removing that and just letting myself dream as big as I want. And so, but I'm like you, I'm still learning a lot and still figuring out what my little sparks are. So that I do that if I want, just reset. Otherwise, I do have like in my notes app or a journal where I don't know, if I'm just walking throughout the day and I'm like, oh, I know I see a billboard or something like that sparked me a bit of something. Like maybe I could do that. I'll just like write it down because I tend to remember things like I get, oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then I forget. So so I sort of do that as well.
So you're still figuring it out. Like you and goals are like figuring, like you're dating. You're
we're
sussing
dating.
it.
We're like in our honeymoon phase. I love it. Like still exploring what we can do.
Yeah, great.
Learning all the possibilities.
I love that for you and girls. Way to go.
Yeah, so I love it. So when I think about that, I light up.
Yeah, awesome. That's really great. It's so good to know. And it's really helpful to know that, you know, people in real life are setting goals, because I think there feels like such, for me anyway, there's the barrier of entry to goals sometimes feels really high. Like super high achieving people only use goals. It's like, no, you can just be a regular person in the world and set a series of smaller goals, and it's helpful for that dopamine hit. And to go, oh, like these are the things that I can achieve, like to really pinpoint, okay, in 2025, I achieved this main thing, or I achieved these series of things in this year.
Yeah.
And that can be really
cool. Like one of mine is, this is really embarrassing and I'm probably going to regret saying this on camera, but like, for example, one of my goals is like learning to parallel park in a crowded place without freaking out. Just little things like that.
Achievable goal. How's it going?
Yeah. It's going. I did it. It's going. It's very, very new. I did attempt with 2 other girls from Kismet, actually. They supported me.
Great.
Beck and Georgia. But I did one with their support. They were just cheering me on and I was like blacking out. Yeah, it was good. The other great thing about goals is the decisions I make day to day don't seem like just going with the flow. I'll just go wherever the crowd takes me or the day takes me. Let the external factors influence my decisions. With goals, I feel more intentional with my decisions and I feel more fulfilled in my day. Yeah. It's a lot easier for big decision making if you're someone who's like, for me, I was really bad at making decisions, always umming and eyeing. But now I've got these and it's a lot easier to make decisions throughout the day.
That's great. It kind of keeps you on track maybe.
Yes, it does.
Going in the direction that you're wanting to head.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you think that because you have a more solid direction that you are heading in, because you have this set of goals that you're working towards, it keeps you in line with the direction that you want to head and the goals that you want to achieve, do you think that allows you to dream a bit more and like have possibilities that are a bit more open than maybe you might have had previously?
Yes, absolutely. I think just the mindset shift, I feel like that's why I've had to create a notes app or a specific spot to put any ideas that I have.
Yeah.
Because, they're all insights into what could be a goal, what could spark me some more joy. But it allows me to be more creative and just getting out of my own way with things and just doing things.
Okay, so I'm curious how. So you've talked about goal setting and how that's impacted on the direction that you're heading in, and I'm curious if maybe the older that you've gotten or the different paths that you've taken in your career, if there's been a particular story that you've told yourself that's maybe limited what you feel like you've been able to achieve. Like, for example, I am not a runner, or one is not a runner. Not me necessarily, but like, you know how people sort of say like, I'm not a runner, I could never run a 10K. And then so they never try because it's just this thing that they assume about themselves. And I'm curious if there's something that you have like that you've been able to change potentially from how you've grown over the last, 5-10 years?
Yes, absolutely. I've had so many, this is getting woo-woo, but like, I've heard about, I don't know if it's because I'm in my late 20s, they talk about Saturn returns, but I feel like this past year I've been having a lot of epiphanies and a lot of realizations of old mindset stuff that I've held on to, but I'm now aware of. And I would say Kismet has really provided a space for me to lean into that and be curious about that, and has provided me with space to face any fears and just overcome them. One particular mindset that I had earlier this year, traveling alone in a van, driving a camper van, I'm like, I can't drive anything bigger than my Yaris. Like, I can't drive any car. I still can't parallel park at the time too. This was early in the year. I was like, I can't drive a van or do camping on my own. I can't do any of that. I feel like I need someone with me. But earlier in the year, I just decided that's kind of what I want to do. And I acknowledge all that I can't. If something excites me and then I go, oh, I can't do that, and being more aware of that. It was a massive achievement. And just being on my own, that led into me being comfortable with living by myself right now. That solo healing Tasmania trip. Yeah. I was able to ride a camper van around Tassie and just slow down and just be with me and just acknowledging all the other different, like, what else are my other, like, I can'ts or I shoulds was another one. Yeah. I always felt like I would say, I should do this. I should do that. I wanted to replace that with, I want to do that.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah.
Leaning in, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, so a lot of that.
Do you have one specific goal that you're focusing on for either the end of the year or for next year in particular? Is there one thing specifically that you're working on?
Yes, funnily enough, it is public speaking is my biggest fear.
Okay.
I told you this the other day, but in my bucket list, in my dream list, one of them was podcast. It was before you were working here.
Yeah.
I want to be better at being less afraid of speaking in a public forum or using my voice. And I don't know how exactly I measure that, but that is a big focus of mine. And I guess it's a bit kismet that you've come along and asked me to be the first person on your podcast. So yeah, this is one of my goals, funnily enough.
It's just
like a big fear of mine, and I'm just you've allowed me to tick that off.
It's exciting, Justine. It's the beginning of some exciting things in that space, which is really cool.
And I feel really I think it's you, but it's you for sure. You've made me feel really calm throughout this whole thing. So
that's kind of you to say. You're working on it, right? So it's like something that you're being really intentional about. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you had this beautiful Tasmania trip.
Yep.
You did your whole solo girl travel. Do you have anything specific, any kind of big life stuff that you want for yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? Maybe work or travel or adventure related specifically?
Yeah, that's a good question. I want to do more of the Tasmania stuff. So it sounds a bit cliche, but just a lot of solo traveling.
Right.
Just saying yes to things that scare me. So I want to do more of that and meet new people and just saying yes to random things, just really weird things and getting myself out there more. That's where I see myself traveling, just, having lots of stories for myself.
Just like a chapter for your memoir, man.
I know, yeah.
Like gather those experiences and write them down and get ready for your book.
Yeah.
So good. I would love to know.
Yes.
Oh, unless you had anything else that you would like to add.
No.
Great. So I am really curious, if you say it's your 30th birthday or in 10 years' time or and change, your 40th or your 50th birthday, and you've got all of your favorite people in a room to celebrate you, friends and family and just the most wonderful group of people that you could imagine. They're all there for you to celebrate you. And
You're there.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm wearing a great dress. I'm wondering what you hope people will say about you and the impact that you've had on them.
Oh my goodness. So what I'm hoping, the impact that I have on people, I think about my parents when I think about this because the impact they have is so clear. They light up, they walk into a room and they just make everyone feel lighter. And they love to help, and that's the sort of impact I want to have as well. Just want to be like them. I want to help. I want to be someone who helps them be lighter, be a safe place for them, and just things aren't that bad, and just light them up somehow. That's because that's what my parents do with a lot of people. The things they say about me, I don't know. I hope they say that I am very well put together and it's impossible. No, I hope that they say that I'm nice and that I'm kind, and that I was able to go on as many adventures and have as many weird random stories as possible. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And if there was one thing that you could tell baby Justine, so maybe 5-year-old or 10-year-old Justine, what would you want to tell her?
Oh my gosh, I love that. Take up more space. I think it's that. I think me being as a person, I feel like I am, I don't know, all my eat, pray crochets, all my eat, pray Tasmania trips, all just led me to be like, who was I before everything came in? Like, who am I at my core? And I think over time I would be afraid to take up more space. But when I saw videos of myself when I was younger, I remember seeing this video where I'm just like dancing everywhere, and my cousins are just saying like, they're like, enough dancing now, Justine. And I'm just taking up so much space. And I remember looking at it going, where did that gal go? So yeah, that's what I would tell, like, just keep doing you, keep taking up space. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm getting so like, these are really good questions.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. It's really helpful, I think, to think about some of these things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not often that we have an opportunity to think about these areas of our life, and sometimes maybe we might shy away from them for whatever reason. We might get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes as a whole, the world, feel weird about people being particularly earnest, maybe, you know, like, and I'm a pretty earnest person myself. So I really enjoy being able to connect to people and hear about what makes them special and who they are. So thank you so much for being here. This has been so lovely.
Thank you for this.
I'm so glad we got an opportunity to properly chat and hear about who you are and where you've come from. And I'm sure we'll do a follow-up at some point and see all the wonderful things that you're doing for Kismet and beyond.
Thanks so much. Thank you for allowing me to take another thing off my goal list.
Hell yeah, cross it off.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.